What's going on, guys? It's your boy Josh Gavin here. Super excited that you guys are jumping on. Just want to make sure that we are live first. What's going on? Josh Gavin here from Lowticket Welcome back to another video. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? What's going on? And if you're on Facebook and you're joining me live, feel free to drop any questions below and say what's up and let me know that you can hear me. But today we're going to be talking about and answering the question that I get asked almost every other day, which is how much should I put inside of my front-end Lowticket offer when it's only around $3 to $27, even $97 when you have a backend, meaning a high ticket offer in the backend that you're trying to sell after they purchase that. Now, this is a common question that I hear all the time. It's something that a lot of people struggle with because they're thinking, well, shoot, if I give away too much in the front, why would they join the backend offer? What's the reason for them joining that? And so they wrestle with this idea. And then I also see some people where they go the complete opposite and they're like, well, I'm actually going to purposely only give a little bit on the front so that when they come in, I can upsell them and I'm going to bait and switch them and be like, oh, psych, if you want everything, you got to come and pay for more. But I also think this is a huge mistake, and we'll talk about that in a second. So that's the topic for today. That's what we're going to be covering. Before we do, if you're watching live, again, go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know that you can hear me and see me. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe, like all the cringy gurus say, so that we can get to 2,000 subscribers. And on that note, I just want to thank everyone for getting this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Yesterday, we just crossed it. Some of you guys even shouted out the channel and got some of your friends on Facebook here to subscribe. And that really means a lot. And it's so cool to see. But I want to share quick before we go on this topic about the YouTube channel. It's actually not going to be like anything that you guys traditionally see in this space. I don't know if you guys have ever been on YouTube recently, but in the internet marketing space, you have all these guys and gurus with they have like red and blue light behind them. They're all doing the Iman Ghazi thing, crazy YouTube with thumbnails. And then you look at our videos, and it's like a crappy thumbnail, pretty basic title. And people are always like, Josh, you should optimize and get 50,000 subscribers, grow. And my buddy, he does content, and he was like, dude, you gotta optimize this, do this. And I told him, I was like, no, I actually want my channel to be unshareable. Like I don't want people to share my channel. And when I said that, he was kind of confused. He's like, what do you mean by that? And I told him a story about how 4 years ago, I was on YouTube just searching at videos, trying to learn stuff about funnels and marketing. And I found this channel from a guy named Kevin Hutto, or Hutto, I think it's Hutto. Now, on this channel, I went to it and it was like these ugly thumbnails, terrible titles, really long videos, great videos. And I'd watch these videos and I had never found information so valuable and so unique on a YouTube channel. I was so used to seeing the Iman Ghazi, flashy, oh my gosh, all this basic stuff, find your niche, and then do all this basic stuff. I was so used to that. So when I found this channel, I felt like I struck gold. And I was like, man, the world needs to know about this channel. But then I started thinking, I was like, man, well, this information's so good, I selfishly don't want people to find it. And so I didn't share it, I just kept it to myself, and I watched the videos and was a consumer of the content, and it was awesome. And that channel, you can still go find it. It's under clientseveryday.net or something, or just like Kevin Hutto, Hutto, and you'll find it. And Kevin actually had passed away this last year, I think I heard from one of his students, which is really sad to see. But this channel just meant so much to me, and I loved it. And I always thought, hey, if I do YouTube, I want to make videos like that. Videos where you come to it, that you actually learn something, I hope, where it's not just about the clickbaiting and the thumbnail and title, and it's really just about the information being shared off real experiences. And so that's the plan for this YouTube channel. If you're watching the replay, if you're on Facebook, I know a lot of you guys are subscribed there, but I just want to share the story behind that because I get a lot of questions like, Josh, go guru, blow it up, get the camera, get the setup, but we're not going to go that fancy or crazy with that. Just want to make sure the information we share is useful. And that brings me to today's topic, which I hope is going to be very useful to you guys, which is on this question of how much should you put inside of your front end offer. Now I'm curious, from watching live, who here has struggled with that? Wondering, hey, am I putting too much in or am I putting too much little in? Anyone below, drop a 1 or a 2? I know for me, when I first launched my offer, and I was really confused on this, and coming from the world of learning from Russell Brunson from starting out, it was like this value ladder, and you just go up the value ladder and you charge more. I thought it was either I bait and switch people on the front end and just say, hey, you're gonna get all this stuff, and they'll be like, oh, psych, you need more. Or I just teach the same thing at higher price points. It just, no one would ever buy it because they'd be like, what's the difference? And so there's this common theme I see where people are like on our consulting calls being like, Josh, like, how much should I put in? How robust should it be? How much should be in there? And guys, the simple answer is you should have everything your customer needs to get a transformation that you're promising in that product. So if you are saying, hey, you're selling the transformation, like, hey, buy this product, you're gonna get a transformation. Whatever they need to get that transformation should be inside of that front end product. All right. There's no saying, hey, I'm gonna use transformation, I'm only gonna half of it. No, you give them everything. So everything that is needed to get your customer transformation needs to be inside that front end product. Now, with that, that's why you really have to go above. Now, another thing that helps with putting a lot of information or giving everything they need and not just bait and switching them is that if they come into your front end product for $3 to $27 and they see that you've given them everything they need to get the transformation, they see the value inside of that, they are then going to associate you to giving them everything they need and actually giving them value. If they come in and they see a bait and switch or a crappy course or product, what do you think they're going to think about your high ticket product? Right? They're going to think the same thing. They're going to think it's crappy and you're just going to mess things up and not give them good enough product. And so your front end product is your first impression. If you guys are taking notes, as I'd say to the homeschool kids I used to teach in high school, I would always say, hey, if you're taking notes, write this down. Your front end product is your first impression. And so you want to ask yourself, what do I want my first impression to be? Right? What do I want the first impression of me to be on my leads and my customers so that there's more a chance for them to upsell? And so it's not a game of holding things back. You really should be giving them everything. Now, the question then people say is, well, Josh, if I give them everything, why will they join my backend offer? And the answer is pretty simple. When people join a backend high ticket group coaching offer, usually they're paying to speed things up. You're selling them acceleration, you're selling them done for you stuff, maybe done with them, you're making decisions for them, whatever it is, right? You're always increasing the speed from the timeline they're at to where they're trying to be. And so it usually comes back to time. And if you guys watch, or if you guys go to Nothing Held Back, you go in Alan's group and you look at the upsell matrix post, he actually gives you the framework for creating a good upsell path. And this applies to your high ticket offer. And this is something people miss, but a lot of you guys don't have a good enough reason for people to purchase your high ticket backend offer. A lot of times you're like, I talk to a lot of you guys and I ask, hey, what's your backend offer? What does that look like? And you guys start telling me, oh, we have 2 calls a week, and then we have a community for support, and then if they want to message me, they can. And I'm like, so why would anyone want that? What do they ask you? Why do they think they need to ask you questions? They haven't done anything. They don't see the value in that. Why is asking you questions better than asking someone else questions? Why is asking you questions worth $10,000? Why is jumping on a call in the middle of the day, what do they get on a call? What's happening there? And every time I ask people these questions, or not every time, most of the time, I'm met with just a weak argument that doesn't really back up this offer. That's the problem with a lot of you guys who have a group coaching offer. You think the reason they're paying or the selling point of it is, oh, how much support there is. But what happens when everyone's offering the same thing? What happens now when there's now a $50 a month subscription school group out there in your market selling the same and sometimes even more support and access than your 10K offer? Why would they join your offer or someone else's? And again, this all comes down to having a good enough reason and creating a good reason for them to join your backend offer. And so I was just on a call with a guy yesterday. We were talking about this. We were watching this, man, what's up? Your offer is gonna crush. And he was selling a mid-ticket offer on the backend as a low ticket. And it was really just like a revamped version of his front end offer, except he was gonna give him more support. And he did an internal webinar to his list. People knew and trusted him. And when he ran this webinar, the offer was met with crickets after promoting it. And when he did some research on what was going on, he found a lot of people were just like, hey, I don't see why this is different from what I just bought. They're like, I thought I had everything on the front, or I don't see why this is different or better than what I just bought. And so this is a clear sign. If you're seeing your customers are saying this, that's a clear indicator that there wasn't a good enough reason. And so on this consulting call, this is something we do on our one-on-one calls, is I created a reason for him to use to tell his customers for them to join. And this is in the weight loss industry, and front end, of course, losing weight. And then we created a good enough reason where you can lose the weight, but keeping that weight off is not something that is the next problem you have. And so that was one of the reasons we created, along with some other stuff as well. And so that's a great example or indicator where if people are unsure of, hey, why is this different? How is this different? They just don't understand the good enough reason. And so that is a clear sign that you have not done your job well enough in the messaging. And so today in today's world, you can't just get away with being like, oh, I'm gonna give you more support. I'm gonna give you more support. Oh, but like, guys, that's not gonna work. There's so many people doing that. You actually have to create a good enough reason. Then the actual group coaching and product, usually you have to do some more in terms of the process you're attaching to it, which is a whole nother thing. And so again, that is how then when you go and you give them the front end product, you give them everything. Now you just create a good enough reason for why they need your group coaching or done for you. The done for you offers on the back end is way easier to sell. So this is more so relating to a lot of you guys who do coaching, because that's a big thing you all are doing right now is group coaching. So this example is for that right now. But with that, you just need to create a good enough reason, and now you can give everything up front, not worry about it, and it'll be great, all right? Now, another thing that you can do too on a front end offer is a lot of times people come in, another fitness related offer, and I'll be interviewing the guy whose offer is like this, but he came to me for a consulting call, and his is in the vegan market, and we were looking at his offer, and it's fitness, so everything from nutrition to workouts to all that kind of stuff, accountability. And he was thinking in his front end offer that he needed to teach him everything. And he was like, oh my goodness, this is my process, this is all the things I need to succeed. I need to create a robust product where I essentially teach in depth every single step. And for the sake of speed, I was like, dude, actually, no, you don't need to do that. Let's just create a front end offer that gets him a specific transformation in just one step of your process, which for him was related to, and I'm not going to say exactly what this offer is, just out of respect for him. But there was just one step of this process out of the 5 or whatever that we focused on. So it was like, I would call it a micro transformation. There's the macro transformation, which is the full picture, and there's the micro transformation. And so in that, we were getting people transformation. That was like the first step. And so we were able to make a promise of a transformation. They were able to get that promise, and that was great. And then we were able to have step 2, 3, 4, 5 left that they could complete if they wanted to. So they were satisfied, they tasted it, they got the results, and it still left room for ascension. So there is also that process where, hey, instead of just being like, hey, I'm gonna teach you all 5 steps and they get in the product and you just skimp out on step 2 through 5, you give them everything and then you create a good enough reason for your back end. Or you say, hey, I'm gonna teach you step 1 to its entirety, to its complete depth so that you get this result by the end of this. And then once you get to the end, it's like, hey, are you ready for the next step? Boom, you sell them on the other stuff. Those are the 2 approaches you could take. So you guys can also sell micro transformations in your front end offers, which are a lot faster to put together and get results in. For me specifically, like Lowticket Offers, you guys see with our toolkit, there's these micro transformations that I'm helping people with, whether it's the organic, their ads, we helped with ads launching, like the toolkit. There's just specific transformations I'm giving people. And if I really wanted to make this like a big money making machine, I would break that up and create a whole ascension path. But the point is to make it just accessible for you guys, which is why it's just $15 a month. But for example, I could take each one of those masterclasses we're doing, and that would be a micro transformation I can sell on its own, which could lead to my other things. Does that make sense? So you have 2 options where it's, hey, give the full picture, great wow first impression, and then create a good enough reason for how the back end's gonna accelerate their success, which a lot of times people need, a lot of times people consume the front end products. Or you sell micro transformation, which tees it up and leads them to needing your other products. Does that make sense? If you're watching live, go ahead and drop a 1, just make sure you're tracking with me. That way on the replay, just in case I can condense things down. But that's the way you do it. That's how you structure it. So at the end of the day though, no matter which route you take, the big takeaway here is you need to look at your product as a good first impression. That is your first impression. And if you are gonna skimp and you're gonna go the route and sell a bunch of crappy PLR, if you're gonna go the route of just like some crappy product where you don't even care to try, you're not gonna have an easy job upselling people and ascending them. And that's just what you're doing yourself. You are literally shooting yourself in the foot, and there's no one to blame. It's not your funnel, it's not your offer, it's not your messaging. At the end of the day, if that's going on, it's your product. And you are the one who created the product. So don't do that. Let's wow our customers. Let's blow their minds. I remember with my OGM offer, the organic group method, if you go to that page and look at the testimonials, a majority of the testimonials are people saying, I cannot believe that you sold this for $27. If you are not getting those kind of testimonials from your Lowticket offer, something's wrong. Let's change that. I would love to see all of you guys sharing how people are blown away that you're giving away such value for that amount of money. And that's when you're gonna see your ascension dial, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of people actually become a brand. That's where you actually start building a brand, and that's where you start to see that acceleration in your ascension. So that's my answer to that question. Appreciate you guys for jumping on. Again, if you're watching YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe and leave any questions in the comments below. If you haven't yet, make sure to check out lowticketoffers.com. It's a one-stop shop for all the tools you need to launch your offers faster with more ease. And if you guys need any help, just message me on Facebook. I'd love to chat through things and point you in the right direction. Make sure to check out nothingheldback.com to get on the wait list for the new platform that is dropping. And I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you again for getting this channel to 1,000 subscribers. Like I said, start this video, I really hope this channel becomes something that is unshareable, where you guys want to keep this to yourself and don't go out and blast it. I really want to keep this information tight-knit for people who stumble across it. And so I'm really excited. And so you're just gonna have to get used to the crappy thumbnails, blurry images, and audio for now. So appreciate you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.